Hi, it's Greg with Fizzics, and I'm here at the Bitter End Hops Farm. We're here in Randolph, New Jersey, and I'm here with the owners, Jeff and Daryl. And you can see we're surrounded by some beautiful hops, just ready for picking. They actually have a harvest picking party tomorrow, so we got some of these hops in full bloom here, and a bunch of different varieties. I'll let you guys do some talking on that, but right here in front of us, we've got some Chinook, freshly picked. So naturally we're going to taste some really hoppy beers today, and we're going to put them through the Fizzics Way Tap system. And I don't know if you guys have experienced this yet in person.
We have not in person.
Not in person.
What better time?
That's right.
So this is Sneak Box. It's an American Pale Ale from Kane Brewing Company, which is not too far from here. Very hoppy beer, canned about 10 days ago. And we're just going to load it up in the system here. And this doesn't need any external CO2 or additives. It's just battery operated 4 AA's. A forward pour dispenses the beer under pressure at a controlled flow rate. And then when you push backwards, it engages our patented sound technology. And you can see it gives a nice dense layer of microfoam, we call it. Really tiny bubbles have increased head retention. And see if you pick out any of that extra hoppy aromas and flavors. Right. Cheers.
Wow, super fresh. Delicious.
So tell us a little bit about the history of this farm. I know it's been in the family for a bit, and when did you guys start growing hops?
Well, been in business as a landscape nursery, Redwood Gardens, for over 50 years, and bought this place around '73. My dad found this, and he just kept clearing spots out, and so as time went on, I went into the business, and we started growing hops. We did a test plot about 4 years ago, and then 3 years ago we started to do the proper system. And
we actually did a Kickstarter project, which we got funded, so it was really nice. Lots of family and friends and craft brewers were really helpful, and so we were able to put in all these posts, and we have 2 other fields down there, so that helped us get funded, and now we have 6 varieties.
Yep.
So we have Chinook, Cascade, Centennial, Willamette, Northern Brewer, Nugget. I think that's it.
I think that was 6.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome, and we'll give you guys a tour of the place if you stick around to the end of the video. But it's pretty massive, and it's a really cool garden. There's like flowers and a bunch of other types of herbs growing all around here, and it's a nice secluded place, 3 different hop fields. So stick around, we'll give you a little walkthrough. But yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks
Awesome.
for
Cheers.
having us here.
Thanks for coming.
Very nice.
That's good.
What are your initial impressions of maybe you said you've had this beer, this maybe is first time on Fizzics. You notice anything different about the aroma or flavor?
It always has a good aroma as it is. This really pops though.
Yeah, that's the
right word. Yeah, really. Yeah, you are getting a really nice nose on this right from the start.
Need that nice lacing on the glass. Beautiful. All right. Well, we kind of have a nice little setup here in terms of the hoppy beer spectrum. We started with an American Pale Ale. Now we have an American IPA. We're going to end it off with a double IPA. So perfect. Always good to work up in bitterness and intensity. We'll get some fresh glasses here. Right.
Thank you. Good way to spend a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I can't think of a better way.
Definitely.
So was it the love of beer that made you want to start growing hops, or just the fact that there's all these new craft breweries, combination of both?
Well, it's a little bit of a story in that about 5 years ago, Jeff broke his ankle, and after he finally got healed, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So we kind of went through a rough patch, and after we got through that, we said we want to do something together. And so we kind of repurposed some of the land here, and it was actually his sister who came up with the idea, why don't you try hops? And little did we know what it would lead to, but it's a labor of love, that's for sure.
And definitely the amount of craft breweries that were starting to pop up then.
And it's a great environment. It's a close-knit network, and it's just been a really positive experience.
And it's really, I mean, when we started, there was a lot of projection, but there was, you know, a good amount started. It just keeps escalating with the amount of ones that are around. So,
Well, cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
cheers.
Oh yeah, different hop profile,
Yeah,
stepping it up a
totally.
little bit. They're both very hop forward in terms of aroma and flavor, but this one creeps up a little bit in alcohol. But this is a staple beer that you'll find on tap around Monmouth, Ocean County, and you see this on tap a lot around here? Or?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, a lot of the festivals we get to try it, so it's nice to be able to get it on tap. But, yeah, it's definitely one of our ones that we look to.
Yeah, the cans are just at the brewery now, so you have to, it's the only place you can get them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised at that too, because their distribution with kegs is pretty decent, but it's good. People keep it local, keep it
Do they can
controlled
there, or
and
do
fresh.
they have like one of those?
They can on site. Yeah, everything comes out of one operation. So
The quality of cans has really changed in the last even 10 years. I mean, it's just really, you know, it used to be something like, oh,
It's
yeah,
in a can.
we'll use cans because it's, you know, convenient. Now, you pour it in a glass, it's, you know, it's so much improved. Yeah.
oh yeah, like just in terms of keeping out light, oxygen, having more surface area for your label and your marketing, and
Definitely.
stackability, transport, recycling. Cans are the way to go. I love the 16-ounce format here. It seems like a lot of breweries are really adopting that, this style here, but keeps it nice and fresh. Always want to drink these hoppy beers fresh.
Yeah, so just to talk about the hops a little bit more, so when we'll have our picking party tomorrow, and we will be providing some brewers with the fresh, wet hops that have to be used just within a day or two. There's not a lot of time to let them sit around, or we have built a dryer, and so then we dry them and vacuum seal them and freeze them, and they can last for over a year, so the brewer has, you know, can use it when they're ready, not just like today.
Yeah, I've heard some funny stories about brewers like taking truckloads or like a truckload of just freshly picked hops and just driving straight to the brewery like, for hours and hours, and then throwing them right in the kettle. They have it timed up, and but yeah, for the majority of the hops that are, you know, frozen or near frozen and packaged or pelletized later on, yeah, it's
Well, we're actually doing that, so we're picking tomorrow, and then we're making our nephew drive down to South Jersey to double nickel, and he'll be dropping them off right there. So
look out for some nice local,
that's right.
locally procured hops coming out of Double Nickel. That's good. So for this last beer, this is an interesting one because we've kind of come full circle. This is Exit 2 from Flying Fish, and it's a Roseberry Double IPA at 9% ABV. And they actually used hops grown right here.
That's right.
And I believe this was their whole thing that they tried to make it. Okay, Exit 2 takes us to one of the most rural and interesting parts of the state, an area filled with farms, orchards, and vineyards. To celebrate all this awesome agriculture, we've used Jersey-grown malt, hops, and rosemary. So awesome.
Nice.
Focus on local.
And so they were dried and frozen that they used, but it you know, it really has still a great flavor because you're getting a great quality out of the whole hop. The more processing you do, you lose a little bit each time you do it. And sometimes even, you know, when they do the pellets, you're getting some leaves in there. You know, this is just hops, and that's it. And so that is, you know, you're gonna really, and so when you do the fresh, that's going to be your best. But when you can do the whole hop, you're getting a pretty good flavor out of that too.
So this is the original Fizzics system. It'll fit up to a 64-ounce growler in any
Oh my
size
God.
can or bottle you have. So switched over this one for the 750 milliliter, which a lot of the specialty craft beers are packed in.
I know.
You can smell the rosemary.
Poor Philip doesn't get any beer. We'll save
Have
you
to have
some.
some after. All right,
Nice.
stepping up again.
All right, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Get right in that foam.
I forgot how good that was.
It's one of the best rosemary beers I've ever
Yeah.
had.
Oh, yeah.
It might
So
be
good.
I mean, that is some flavor they got in it.
Mm-hmm. It all works together too. Like the malt body is there, definitely a lot more than the past two beers to balance, I guess, the IBU increase and alcohol. It's very nice. The rosemary definitely is not overdone.
No, it's not. No.
Do you know which hops from here they use in
Chinook.
it? Chinook?
Yep. All Chinook.
Mm-hmm. That's what we've got right here.
Right.
So
My
we'll
favorite.
drop a little garnish in there. Why not? Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Dry hopping in line. It's like a little Randolph.
Right.
Delicious. All right, so maybe we take the viewers through a little walk through the
Great.
field. I'd like to show that drying
Oh,
area
absolutely.
off as
Definitely,
well
yeah,
too.
sure.
Yeah, maybe let's get some close-ups here of some hop action. All right.
On
you
this
can
plant, you
see-
can get a lot of the different stages too, because this one actually is unusual because it's got the burrs, and then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got the small ones starting, and then it's got ones that are starting to
Larger
mature
cones
already.
on top.
And the lot, or the farm 3 is the one that's getting harvested tomorrow, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So these aren't quite ready. Do you know when these will be harvested?
Probably a week or
week
two
and a half,
later.
yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. If any of you are in the area, check out the Bitter End Hop Farm on Facebook, and you'll see info about the harvesting party tomorrow. They need all hands on deck, so it'll be fun. There'll be food and celebrating and beer. So I'll let you guys lead the way to the drying station, but you can see there's a bunch of other herbs and flowers and trees in this little, actually pretty big, secluded area back here.
Total of 22 acres.
22 acres.
So a lot of challenges to this year because of the wet conditions. So we've had to deal with a few things that we haven't in the previous 3 years. And a lot of, it's basically, if you walked out the door every morning, everything's been wet grass every day. So it's the same with the fields. It never really dried much this year, either whether it was rain or dew. So that's a big challenge to trying to grow hops, because they want heat and they want some dry once in a while. Otherwise, it's disease management time. So that's what we've dealt with a lot this year. There's always a little bit of, there are good and bad years for insects, but you know, we've had to deal with that a little bit here and there. But this year, downy mildew, trying to keep that away was a big challenge. So,
We get a lot of help from the University of Vermont. They have a trial hop farm up there, and so we've gone up there for seminars, and they help. We're part of a team that reports in kind of what's going on with the fields, how can we help each other, so they've been a great resource for us.
Yep, and we're part of the Northeast Hop Alliance, which has got us involved with them. And yeah, they're just an unbelievable resource. But we're always trying to keep on top of everything by going to meetings, reading newsletters, and participating in whatever we can. Because they helped us, and we want to help them. And we want to continue to learn how to really grow quality hops.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the New York area used to grow a ton of hops.
Yep, they were the capital of the world for hops for a
yeah.
while, and then
It all
disease
went out
took
to the
over.
Pacific
Yep,
Northwest,
they
but
have a better climate for it, but they're cropping back up. There's a ton of them now.
Yeah, they don't get as much humidity out on the West Coast, and that's why they were able, it's not like they don't get any disease, it's just better. It's just a little bit easier. I mean, we have the same trouble with tomatoes around here. Jersey tomatoes are great, but you have to really watch, you know, in a year like this, disease management, because just like today, it's humid. It's humid a lot. Also this year, things didn't dry. Every day you're waking up to a little bit of wet.
We'll show them our work.
So this is a dryer we
speaking of dry, yeah.
built. Yeah. So this is a dryer we built from the University of Vermont's plans.
Oh yeah.
So the drawers are where we put the hops. And up top, hold that. So we have a fan and a heating element up here, and so the heat is dispersed around the area and comes down the sides, and we have another fan way down at the bottom, and that helps the circulation. And we have a monitoring unit on the side, and that helps keep things under control. And we also put thermometers inside to regulate the temperature, and so that's how we use the dryer. But
And so what you want to do is we weigh them before we put them in the dryer, and then after we've dried them, you want to lose about 80 to 90% of their water weight. And so we weigh them again, and that's how we know that they're ready.
kind of an unusual scale to be weighing hops on, but
I like
old
it.
school.
This
This is
is
from
great.
the family.
It's old school, and my great grandparents owned an Italian store in West Orange, New Jersey, and this was their scale that they weighed everything on, and we're very proud to still use it today. And every time we look at it, it's just fun. It's just a nice thing to be able to use and keep in the family.
It's
So
a great story.
yeah,
Tying in the old with the new.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you guys so much for the tour and for inviting us here. This place is awesome. I hope people get a good inside look and really look into supporting local and anything like that when they can. So we're going to sign off here.
Bye. Cheers.
See you, everybody.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
coming.
tuning in.